All right, today we are here checking out my 2009 F150 X Forestry Service Overland rig. It's 4x4, it's got the good V8, it's got a Badland winch on it. It's the 1200 pound with the fabric line, not the steel cable. It has a Moonlander Camper on it. And it's painted this amazing forestry service green. It's got a fresh set of BFG all-terrains. Wear lines looks pretty good. Stock wheels. One of the things that I did was I had the exhaust relocated so that it was higher. It used to hang down here. There's a add-a-leaf that increased the capacity by about 800 pounds, the carry capacity. Let's open it up and check out the camper. So this is the inside of the camper. When these come from the factory in Denver, they're just the aluminum ribs. It's 1x1 square aluminum tubing that it's built with. This top is a special honeycomb material. It's strong enough for like 3 guys to stand on. I've got 2 of the Arctic Tern windows. There's one, there's the other. And I've installed these light fixtures, which are not really light fixtures. Those are just battery powered light bulbs that charge with USB, and then the plastic fixture on the wall so that it has a place to live. Let's climb up inside. This is a RV size futon mattress. I had a couple of pillows made that matched the fabric that was used to upholster this side. Over here, I've got the remote for the light bulbs. Pretty straightforward. You push the button and they come on. The other thing it'll do is it will change colors, whatever. I personally am just down for like regular light bulbs. But anyways. This Velcro goes all the way around the back door. And in this case right here, I have a screen door that's has the magnetic center, and that goes on the Velcro here. And so, yeah, and then there's a set of sheets for the mattress. This box fits all of the bedding. You can cram other stuff in there. Back here is the box where I was planning on putting a battery. There's an extra one of the remotes for the light bulbs. There's some wires and stuff. Behind these, there's a wire that comes up and actually goes into this box. There's one that comes from this side and goes down into here too, so that if you decide you actually want to wire in actual light fixtures and run them to a battery pack or something like that, it is there. This is not active, but I wanted to put it in there in case I ever put a battery pack. It's got the wireless phone charger, a couple USB, and then a couple of outlets, so that and it's super nice and flush. To give you a little example of what the Arctic Tern windows look like, let's move the camera down a little bit. It can go just the screen. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. I cannot. so there it is open. You can see that it lets in a ton of air. And when you're laying down, you can just lay there and stare at the stars. Pretty rad. This one opens the same way. It actually has a couple of dusty fingerprints on it. I blame myself. But yeah, it's really nice. Plus, this thing up top lets in some light. So it's really comfortable. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I can stretch out in here and sleep just fine. I had a wired, an outlet plumbed here. The cable goes back behind here, and then it also goes back to the electrical box, so that if you ever wanted to put in a fridge, that's what this little spot right here is for. So you can put a fridge, and there are some tie downs that are screwed into there. That way, if you want to actually tie your fridge down, you have that option. Some more tie downs here. This box right here, I figured I needed a step, and then it's a good box. It's just the right size to fill with snacks and stuff. It's got a strap here that you can grab it easy, and then I put some grip tape, like skateboard style grip tape, on top. That way it's grippy. You can stand on it. It's super tough. I don't remember where I got it, but I really like this box, and it comes with the truck. Down here, the platform is actually built on a set of decked drawers. They go pretty much full length. They go way back in here. These dividers are movable. There's some more of the fabric, so if you want to get all Holly Hobby creative, you can do whatever you want. There's some extra recovery stuff. All of this stuff has not been used, this recovery stuff. There's the controller for the winch if you want to use the cabled, or if you want to use it wirelessly. There's a strap that came with it. When I'm off-roading, I always seem to find one of these, so I threw it in there too. They do, let's see, they lock, so there's a key. There's the other one. Super long, super long. And it's nice to be able to lock stuff up. Oh, one more thing. I had my buddy who helped me with the build out. He mounted a piece of really nice plywood here so that there's a good surface for working. And this seal right here stops some of the dust from getting into the camper while you're off-roading. It actually works really well. It's got two of these to protect the truck. Yep, that's that camper. Super nice. I love this thing. It's got a handhold here. This ledge is strong enough that you can use it as a step to climb up to the top. Yeah, that works great. Works great. All right. You can see there's a couple of dings and dents. It is an off-road rig. This is where the sticker was for the Forestry Service. When the light's just right, you can actually see the shield-shaped sticker remainder. But it is a rig. It's for off-road. So, alrighty, let's talk about the inside of the truck. It's got a Sony doubled-in head unit. It has a Midland radio, which is super nice. There's an antenna that's under the hood, and when I want to use it, I just pop the hood and then it's magnetized. So I just stick it up onto the fender. The hood of the truck is actually fiberglass, so On the fender though, it's steel. It's got some USB ports here. I also had wired in USB ports up here. I had another jack put in so you can run a really short line over to where you charge your phone. This quad lock is in exactly the right spot so you can see what you're doing when you are driving. And it is of course built Ford tough. And that's about it for there. Over here, we've got some neat little toys. I'll show you what these 3 switches aren't wired. They're for future capability. This switch right here is wired, and I'll show you what happens when I hit that switch. It turns on the front-facing camera. So if you're off-road and you don't want to get out of your truck to see what's in front of you, like a cliff or a big rut or something like that, then you just use the front-facing camera and it works great. Just on that switch. So that's cool. Yeah. Over here, I've got a mount that fits a Garmin InReach. It's hard mounted on there. You just stick it right there. It can see the sky through the window, and that works awesome too. I've never had a problem with it losing tracking. So, yeah, the speakers sound great in here because I'm recording with my phone. I don't think I can really let you hear it that way, but it is playing music right now. Just I have the volume down. There's a, down here, there's a wire. I've got a thumb drive on there. It's just kind of stashed back here and it just sits back there. But I've got like, you know, gigabytes and gigabytes of music on that thumb drive, and I never have to worry about not having tunes. This was on here when I bought the truck, this little dealio. So the Forestry Service had it wired in for radio. There's another port here for power, and yeah, it's a pickup. Pretty basic. I mean, it's got crank windows, as you can see. And I think this model pickup was the STX suspension, drivetrain, and then it has the LX interior. This is the selector where you change it to 4-wheel drive. It does it on the fly, so you can be going, you know, I never go faster than like, you know, whatever, 20 miles an hour or something when I'm changing to 4-wheel drive. But you can change it to 4-wheel drive while you're driving, and that's pretty damn handy too. So let's turn it on. So there you can see it has 103,000 miles, 103,496. When I bought it, it had 88,000 miles on it. So it's actually only been lightly used, and I have done a ton of work to this truck. Let's get out and we'll talk about some of the work I've done. Alrighty, starting up front. This is the Badlands 1,200 pound winch. It's mounted on a plate from Rancho. I had to edit a little bit out of here. I moved the lever to open the hood up to the front. It's still secure. You still have to do the lever inside the cab, but it's still secure. I relocated the license plate to there. I am keeping those personalized plates, but yeah. When I first bought the truck, the very first thing I did was I had the transmission and both differentials drained and the oil refilled. It's had brake work. Almost all of the suspension has been redone. It's still got the original springs, but the, let's see, what have I done? It's got brand new Bilsteins in every corner. It's got the add a leaf in the back. The brakes have been done. The I think I've replaced the upper control arms too. I don't remember. I can look at my documents. But no, it runs tip top. I've taken this all the way to Moab more than once, and it ran like a top. Here's the little label. It shows the Moonlander serial number, and let's see, 7/17/24 is the date on there. Super straight. A couple of dings here and there, but for the most part, it is a very, very straight pickup. Ready for your next adventure.